Alright friends, what is up? Everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool live stream today. We're back in Planet Coaster 2 with Winland Adventure Resort. We're gonna get some stuff done hopefully today and a few different projects like we have been doing. And I'm in a very busy time of the season right now, so just in general. So it's been kind of tough to get content out and everything like that. But yeah, we're here. I've been doing a lot of chores today. So didn't even know if I was gonna stream today, but let's see if we get some good references and such for this that we're about to work on. I'm going to be working on this. I want to create a bridge here. Anyways, just earlier you were wondering if I'd be back to be streaming. I'm trying to at least do once a week if possible. It might not always happen, but at the very least, you know. Hiccups Wing Gliders, but Viking themed. I mean, Hiccups Wing Gliders is already Viking themed, because that whole franchise, they're Vikings, so. It's Hiccup Wing Gliders, but not How to Train Your Dragon. That's what it is. See if we can find a good bridge here. I want to try and find a good reference for some inspiration for the nice bridge here. I want to create a cool bridge before we go too far here. Let's see. Something that looks nice. Maybe we continue kind of the same style that we already had established here at the entrance. Make it blend in quite nicely. But we gotta figure this out. Here's a bridge. That one's not too bad as a base. But let's get this bridge going. Right. So we need to make our width bigger. 5, is that 5? That is 5. Put on lock. Make sure we stay the same thing. We're gonna come right across here. That's gonna be our bridge. We're going to retexture it exactly the way we want. We'll probably change it in the end anyways. Most likely, I do want to do a brown wooden texture color for this bridge. That's going to go across the water here. I haven't seen the Odyssey, no. I haven't had time to do anything fluffy. We're in the middle of summer nights at Silver Dollar City, which means I don't get to have a life for three weeks and 2 days. At the moment. And yes, I could go out and do stuff on my days off. However, I've been choosing to just mostly relax. If you know what I mean. That's what I've mostly been doing. I think we might just continue on this, see how it goes. We'll see how that. This is why I keep an extra there. Where are we going? But I do want to see the Odyssey, though. I do want to see it. I don't watch as many movies as I used to. I wish I could. Definitely gotta see Spider-Man when it comes out, though. Summer Nights, Pumpkin Nights, is STC trying to kill. The difference between Pumpkins and Summer Nights I don't mind pumpkins too much. Yes, it is like later hours. However, there's a set day off at each week. You have set days off. The park's actually closed in the week. And summer nights we're open 7 days a week. Park's open every day. So that's what is the more challenging part, because like, if you've experienced it, you know, yes, we get 2 days off a week at the very least, sometimes 3 if you're lucky. Yes, we get those days off. However, your days off can vary throughout the week. So if you have a day off earlier in the week, your days off are earlier in the week, and then your days off for the following week are later in the week, you could be working a pretty long stretch. I've once had to work, I think the longest stretch I've had to do is 12 days in a row. And I still got my days off in the week, but they just corresponded to where they were. My days in a row still was very much a lot. Entirely on IMAX cameras. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I knew it was a big IMAX movie. They filmed a lot in IMAX. I didn't know the entirety was filmed in IMAX cameras. That's pretty impressive. I always love Christopher Nolan movies, though, for sure. I haven't seen a bad movie by Christopher Nolan. I'll put it that way. I haven't seen a bad one by him. See if we can get a straight section here. Make it a little bit easier on us. Hopefully. I'm gonna try and use this as the bridge piece. We might have a gap, create a gap after we get them all placed down. We might place a gap in there. Why is there still there that I don't want? I know I've heard a lot of good things about the Odyssey, so I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. But I might be one of those that wait until maybe it's a little bit cooled down in the theater, maybe. I don't even know how soon I'll be able to see Spider-Man. Brand new day, because it comes out and we'll still be in summer nights, so. A seizure warning. Alright, but we're gonna get a nice bridge here. Make it nice. I'm gonna create some like holes in the bridge, like some openings, maybe some like curvature as well, so the water flows through to both sides. We'll definitely implement that. What be our theme? We're in the central area. So this is the area that links all of the themed lands together. So we're kind of Main Streety, kind of just the main central hub of the park. So that's what we're working on now, because we finished the Viking section for the most part. We're going to be bridging that over to the next section. So we got to work a little bit in the central area. Yeah, we'll definitely be heading into the Silver Dollar City recreation for a bit after we do a little bit here. I do plan on getting in there and Maybe we can, I don't know about finish, but I think we can get it pretty close. The little bit we did last time was actually pretty effective, and I feel like we didn't even do that much, but it was very effective how much we did get done. At least it seemed like. Trying to get this section kind of straightened as much as possible. Thoughts on Silas's new job? We're all doomed at Outlaw, I'll tell you that much. If you hear in the news that something happened at Outlaw, he's to blame. We're all in big trouble. That's to say the least. If I have to shut the ride down for a technical issue, and I see him and Jake coming up the dock, I know nothing's gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? We're all in big trouble. Oh, he's still working on Outlaw, but he's transferring to maintenance. He's gonna be on the Outlaw maintenance team. You know, I would do maintenance. It does pay better, so I get that aspect of it. But you know what stops me? Is because maintenance is very unorganized. When it comes to everything. They don't really do a good... It's just my opinion, but I feel like there's not any good... They don't have, like, good procedures. You know what I'm saying? Their procedures are kind of non-existent. Silas was telling me, like, yeah, Jake is able to train him, even, like, in attractions, we have to have authorized trainers. We have to go through a training process to be able to train new hosts and new people. And to become trainers, we actually have to go through training. And maintenance, as long as you know the ride pretty well, you can train new people. Like, not anyone should be training anyone. Like, that's just my opinion, but... Now, some people can. Like, probably no problem, but I just feel like it's a little bit flawed of a system. Like, this just shouldn't be how it should be, if you ask me. It's a little bit... meh. See, and you don't even have to have knowledge of mechanical things. You can get into maintenance easily. I bet I could get a job in maintenance. Just because of the presence I've had at the park. I know many people have gotten maintenance jobs that have no background in any sort of mechanical or maintenance in general. Like, there's been many. And then there are some workers I've seen work there where I'm like, okay, if they can work in maintenance, I would definitely be able to. No problem. There are a few workers where I'm just like, yeah, I would be able to if they're able to. Our maintenance teams, I think, start at 20 an hour. Which, to be honest, where I'm at right now, wouldn't be that much more than what I'm making at the moment. I'm not quite... I don't make that much, but I could definitely... That would be a little bit of a raise for me, but not enough, I think. I need to switch over, and then... I don't know, I feel like maintenance the maintenance guys would hate me. And quite a bit. I mean, I get along a lot. I get along with most of our maintenance teams at Silver Dollar City. I really do, and I always try to have that good It's good to have that good relationship with your maintenance team. It helps with the efficiency of your ride, and also making sure that you don't shut down for stuff that you don't need to shut down for. When you have that good relationship, like, you can cause less downtime too for your ride. I've noticed also, like, it's always a good thing when you have a good relationship with your maintenance team. But that being said, I still think that division is so unorganized and don't have the greatest procedures, because sometimes they don't have procedures. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, though. Absolutely love most of our maintenance guys. They do a great job. So there's a few times where they've yelled at us when we're just doing our job. I'm not gonna go into specifics, but it does happen where there's, like, sometimes where they don't know our procedures, or don't go by our, don't allow us to do our procedure or do what we're supposed to do, because they don't have a procedure for it. Which is a little bit of a problem. I don't know if I did, I think I tell you guys I did apply for a supervisor position a few weeks back. I did not get it. In case anyone was wondering, I actually didn't said that on the channel yet, but I did not get that position, which is okay. Not that. I'm very professional about that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't go into it thinking, like, oh, I'm going to get this no matter what. You can't go into going in with that kind of mindset when you apply for a promotion or something like that, because you're just going to set yourself up for disappointment, stuff like that. The person that did get it, very well deserved as well. I just hope I made the decision hard. That's what I hope. But anyways, I didn't get that position, but in my interview, I think I did mention, like, there's different questions about what would you do, what would you work on in there, and my opinion was, Silas yelled, he's not in maintenance yet, like, he just got the job, so he's still working, he's finishing out his shifts and attractions, but, my answer was to have better communication between our divisions, and work on, I would definitely want to make that a project of mine, is working on having better communication with our maintenance teams and everything like that, because there's a big communication issue sometimes that goes on, which is not good. I think communication's huge between a huge thing that needs to that you need to have between divisions. If you don't have good communications between divisions, like, we're all supposed to be working together, though. You know what I mean? Confidence is different than ego. Yeah, I was confident, but I wasn't, like, setting myself up like, okay, there's a lot of good candidates here. I had confidence, but not like, oh, it's mine. You know what I mean? That's the mindset you have to have. You have go in with confidence, however, you can't go in saying, oh, this is automatically mine, no one else has a chance. You know? I came in with confidence, but, like, oh man, it would be awesome if I could get this. It would be a huge opportunity for me. But there's a lot of good candidates. They have a tough decision here, you know? And they really did have a tough decision. And afterwards, I'm just like, I want them to make them feel like they made the wrong decision. But at the same time, they didn't make the wrong decision because, again, the person that did get it is really, really good at what they do. And I don't blame them for choosing said person. And I feel like they had a lot of good options. You know, I just hope I made the decision hard. I did make it to the second interview, so they at least had their eyes on me in some way, shape, or form. So I'm just hoping I made it a tough decision for them to make. That's all I hope. That it wasn't an easy decision for them to come up with. Well, that's okay. Other opportunities will open up. And I even said after they broke the news to me that I didn't get it, I even told them, like, I'm going to use this as motivation to be even better. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to use it as. I'm going to use it as motivation to be even better. Because, man, if I would have got this promotion, I'd be hiring people, all that stuff, you know, because our supervisors are the ones that actually hire people and everything. And, man, they make salary, not hourly. So that would have also been nice, because they did tell me about how much roughly they make a year, which was almost pretty much double what I'm making, almost double what I'm making right now a year. So that would have been huge for me financially. So, but I'm gonna wait for the next opportunity to open up, and I'll be ready for when that does happen, you know. I just want to continue to get better and better myself. That's all I can do. So, like, when you go into these things, you need to use, I think the best way to do is be motivated when you don't get something, and use it as motivation, and use it to be better. Like, even afterwards, I asked them for honest feedback. I was like, I want you to give me feedback of what I can do to get this position next time, you know? And I was proud of myself with how well I did and how far I got into the process. I think I did a good job. I always handle everything with as much professionalism as possible too, so. You gotta have a good attitude going into it. Could just scooch it on over. If I can select it. Jeez, what's going on? There we go. And just line you up. As long as it's close, that's all we need. But yeah, my goal right now is to maybe be on the new ride next year, be senior lead of the new ride. That'd be kind of my goal right now, or wherever they need me. I think 100% I'm getting signed off at the new ride next year. Even if I'm not going to be over it, I know I'm definitely going to be working there. For sure. Like, I definitely will get signed off there, for sure. Because I want to be as helpful as I can, and it happened with the new fire in the hole, too, you know. I didn't get that position, but like, oh, well, I was interested, but like, I'm just excited. I'm excited for you guys to see what the new attraction's gonna be. I know a lot more now, by the way. I wish I could say something, but obviously I can't. Because I like my job. I may have seen a few things. Okay. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've seen a few things now. We got less than a month before it gets announced. So. But I'll admit, I have seen quite a few things now. And when I say that, I'm talking blueprints, name, everything. I may or may not have seen the layout. Cannot confirm nor deny. You know what, let's go with a brick. Like, I'm gonna keep my lips sealed, because, obviously. The only thing I'm gonna say is I think it's a perfect fit. I think it completely makes sense what it is, and all that fun stuff. The Dollar General, I mean, we needed it so bad. Like, that was the gap in our lineup, was the world's tallest Dollar General. It's one big Dollar General. I absolutely love messing with guests that ask about it all the time. It's one of the funnest things to do. Especially when I'm working a lot at Powder Keg, because obviously we're right by the construction, so like a lot of people ask about it all the time. Let's see what kind of we can do here. Let's have like a tall segment here, section. We can even do like a different brick on the top layer. Something along those lines. I want to work quite a bit on this get this main street going. The thing is with this new attraction that everyone's talking about, SDC. The funny part is I don't think anyone's really nailed what it is yet, and that's always fun to get off of that. And that's kind of the fun part, seeing, because no one really has gotten it right. That's an interesting aspect, though. Like, just no one's actually 100% gotten it right yet. When it comes to, like, what it is. Take that how you will, but remember when I said that I didn't really know the details? I kind of do now, so. And then I think some people have gotten some stuff right, but not like, when I say they haven't gotten it fully right, what I mean by that, without saying, obviously I'm not revealing anything, just like, like layout wise of what it will include and stuff. That's kind of what I mean. Like thrill level, you hear a lot of people saying thrill ride, you see some people saying family ride and such, like, so like I know the thrill level, obviously, and I've known that one, the thrill level, for a while, but it's but a lot of people think it's either a huge thrill ride or it's a smaller family ride or family thrill, somewhere in the middle as well. Like, people don't know exactly, and it seems like people are going between those two, so. IMAX 700 before I am. Do what now? What you talking about? Fund your IMAX trip? I'm excited to see everyone's reaction to this attraction. I think a lot of people will be happy. A lot of people might not be. Who knows? Like, it's gonna be a mixture of emotions, I think. With the enthusiasts and such. Be a little bit of here and there. I personally think it's gonna be a perfect fit for the park. But, again, I can't go into lots of details or anything. In fact, I can't go into any details. Can't say anything. I'm not saying anything. I probably have said too much. If I have. Massive version of Big Bear Mountain. Man, if it was, I would still be happy, because Big Bear Mountain is one of my favorite coasters. As a family coaster, it is. I wouldn't be sad with something like that. Big Bear Mountain's fantastic. I'm really sad Big Bear Mountain was closed last time I went, though. I really hope Expedition, Night Flight Expedition's open when I go in September. I'm planning on going in September with the team, because it's going to be a cheap enough trip where I should be able to go. So hopefully Night Flight Expedition will be open by then. I know they're aiming for mid-August, so even if it gets delayed maybe by like another month, hopefully there's still a chance that we can get onto it. But what's up, Noah? How's it going? Our IMAX in Branson is pretty massive. I don't actually know the specifics of it, honestly, but it's a really big one. I would assume it's up there. We won't crash the Airbnb this time. Yeah, we're definitely staying in Airbnb. That is the plan when we have a big group and we're all just pitching in, so hopefully that will be good enough for us. I do want to decorate all this more, so everything you're seeing here is not final. I do want to decorate these buildings even more. I just want to get the kind of layout done of these buildings, like the shaping and just kind of everything starting to get laid out, and then we're going to just go full on detail mode after that. I don't know what the Branson IMAX is. I know it's a really big one. And they renovated it quite a few years ago, so don't ask me what it is, because I don't know. I know it uses the laser technology thing, whatever it is. I don't even know what it's called. Uses the laser... Uses lasers. I mean, it looks good. Looks cool. Let's use this brick. Are you working Powder Keg with Silas on Wednesday? I have no clue. I'm at Powder Keg tomorrow. That all day too, from open to close. That ought to be fun. I might change the color of these. Having all these different colors for the bricks is actually kind of cool. I want it to not stick out as much as the others, so let's go with something like that. Yeah, I saw that Fury was having some foundational issues. I'm sure we'll get that fixed sooner rather than later. And hopefully it gets back open quick. Driving 3 hours each way to watch a 3-hour movie in 7mm. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's worth it, but, like, are you gonna notice that much of a difference? Like, is it that much of a different experience? I don't know. What's the main difference? 70... I'm gonna look this up. 9mm IMAX. Get pictures of this. What's the difference? It's a big IMAX screen. Whole theater. I'm pretty sure our IMAX in Branson, if what I'm seeing here is true, IMAX in Branson is 70. From what I'm aware of, it looks like it is. I'm looking at a comparison to a normal theater and to an IMAX theater for the 70mm. Like, that's just what I'm looking at. The one in Branson is shaped like that. Like, it utilizes the IMAX cameras and such. Like, it looks like it to me, because like I grew up going to the IMAX theater in Branson, so, and to me, looking at the comparison, it looks like ours looks like it. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that, but not listed as one. But I mean, it looks like it is. Like, just looking at it, like, it's not a traditional, your traditional screen, from what I've seen. Like, it doesn't look like a traditional screen. Like a normal theater, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've always found our IMAX to be pretty big. Springfield doesn't have one. I know we have an IMAX in Springfield as well. Let me just look. I don't know. Oh, you say there's only 23 US. So I don't know. I'm just showing what I see here. Maybe it's an unlisted one. But to me, it doesn't seem like a normal screen. And it seems bigger than the other ones that I've been to around the area, so it seems different. Maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, we have IMAX laser. I know it's a laser. A few years back, they upgraded it to the laser screen. We have like the VIP seating and everything, but that's where I usually go for my movies is IMAX. So, for instance, IMAX Entertainment Complex. Let me get back to my reference video photos here. I'm not arguing it or anything. I don't have the knowledge. I just know our IMAX seems pretty big. At least from my experience. It has been very hot. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated and staying safe. We've had way too many heat-related illnesses at Silver Dollar City, like host-wise. Like employees have been dropping out like flies and having to go to first aid. Definitely everyone needs to be making sure they're staying hydrated, drinking water, staying safe out there. I don't think everyone has been. And they need to. It's very important. Just another reason why I dislike summer so much. Because everyone gets heat-related illness during this time. I don't. I do really well in the heat. Not trying to, like, brag or anything, but, like, I don't know why, but I do really well in the heat. I hardly even sweat that much. And I don't sweat because I don't think, like, I just don't, my body just doesn't feel like it's that hot. Like, my body handles it really well somehow. I don't know why. I'm very glad it does. Very happy that it does, because I don't want to be in that situation, you know? I have a pretty good tolerance too. Doesn't mean I like the heat. I absolutely hate it. I prefer cold any day. Like when I walk outside and it's just awful outside, I'm just like, ugh. How can people say they like this weather? Doesn't ever make sense to me when people say that, oh yeah, summer weather is my favorite. Too many bugs, and it's just, ugh. It's a mixture of bugs, all the bugs everywhere, bug bites, mosquitoes, it's just, I hate it. And it just, here in Missouri, it's so humid, and just, it feels awful to work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, there's so many heat-related illnesses during this time of year, I hate it. Gotta tell everyone, tell my teams to need to be taking care of themselves during this time. Have anyone passing out on me. Getting sick. And a lot of these I might make into actual buildings, like with interiors. As of right now, I have this little restaurant here, but I might put something in there. But we're on the other side, we're gonna have I want to have an arcade. We're gonna have like an arcade. What else did I say we were gonna have? Does anyone else remember what I said? I'm trying to remember. Why can't I remember? already have a restaurant over here. I was gonna do an arcade and then like a theater. That's what it was. Like an actual like theater. I want this park to have more than one theater. Obviously, we have the theater in the City Walk area, but I want to have another theater in the park as well. And we might throw in some theaters throughout some of the areas too. Potentially. We like have some outdoor theaters, some different theaters here and there. A nice tree door here. I can find roughly what I'm looking for. Not the toy door. Yeah, I'm thinking something along the lines of like the small town door. These look nice. Change the color. I think greens go really well with brick. Arizona shoes can melt in the ground. Ugh. I've had like a Sword Art City. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but sometimes it feels like the walkway feels softer when it's really hot. Like I can actually feel it move. I could be going insane. I don't know if that even is a thing, but sometimes in some spots I just like feel like when I take a step, it feels like the ground kind of shifts a little bit. I'm like, is that because of how hot it is? Again, that could sound absolutely ridiculous, and I think know what I'm talking about. Sometimes that's what it feels like when you get that blacktop on the pathways at Sword Art City, you know? I feel like maybe not the ground itself is shifting, but like it just feels like something's going on there, you know? Maybe it's just the blacktop itself, like just the top layer is so hot that it's kind of melted a little bit. It's shifting a little bit. But when it gets hot out here, you know. Small town bracket. I had these. I think they're they're sorcery lampposts. Those were. There it is. We also have this one too, which is also kind of neat. Could use the resort ones too. Actually, I haven't used this lamppost before, really, I don't think. So let's give it a try. Usually like to do always looping and always on. Really? Might get some more benches around the area. Be like a nice little seating area in here. Guess could just hang out in. Give them a little bit more space, you know, to work with. Yeah, we're gonna do like, and it's hard to create a lot of enough buildings to go down all the way through this street and connect over here. Like that's just a lot of stuff to put in there, and then I'm gonna put other stuff in over in here as well. A good question that we could have is like, will we have any like regular rides in the central area hub? I think we should have maybe a few, because obviously Epic Universe does have rides in its central area, in Celestial Park. It's technically its own area, so they obviously have a huge roller coaster, dueling coaster with Stardust Racers, and then they do have the Constellation Carousel as well. So we might do something in here, like something classic. We could do like a Ferris wheel or some sort of carousel of some sort, potentially. Working on the resort again? We are. I want to work on it more and more, because I really do want to get this park done. I think this park is my top priority overall. Because getting this park done, this is my dream resort type style park, so I'm very passionate of getting this park done. Even though I've been neglecting, I think the main reason why I've neglected it so much is because I feel like I have to do the format that I've been doing over the last year of just the episodes with the time lapses, and now I'm kind of branching off to that, and I was like, you know what, I just want to get stuff done in this park, and I feel like doing live streams is the easier, more efficient way to go. Heat resistant shoes. And then Mega Pack dropping? No. Haven't. Oh, you know what I need to check? I need to check the Coaster Sim Society to see if there's any mods. Handy. I need to put some lampposts up. We're gonna really detail, like, we're gonna get all the buildings kind of in, and then we're just gonna try and my goal is to kind of try and detail everything afterwards. So, like, just kind of get the base of everything in here. And then this is gonna be where the parade goes down also as well. I haven't decided yet where it's gonna loop back around, but we need the parade to come back around and get back over here at some point. Someone's buying really high quality, realistic B&M coasters into the game right now. He's doing B&M Hyper, Giga, Wing, and Invert. I don't know if I need to. It just depends on how good it is. If it's really good, then maybe I'll look into it. I have no CTRs installed right now. So I'd imagine it's going to be a CTR of some sort. And the reason why I don't have CTRs is because it breaks Sky Studio, which I really need for, like, my visual shots and such, because the Forge Utils mod, which allows those to be into the game, breaks Sky Studio to where you can't click on it anymore, which sucks. I'm surprised that they haven't created a patch for Sky Studio yet to work with it at the moment. Which kind of sucks, and I'm kind of waiting on that, so that's what I'm waiting on. And I try not to do too many mods if possible. I don't like doing a crazy amount of mods. I try to do the ones that make the most sense for me, and I do want to do CTR. I think CTRs are going to be really important in the future. Maybe, especially when maybe the game's not supported anymore, or like they've stopped updating the game. I think that would be a very important time to do CTRs at that point, because then, like, if there's still coaster types we never got in the game that we wanted, then that's where we yeah, these small town posts though allow you to kind of customize these lampposts, kind of make them into whatever you want. They have different variations. At the same time, it's like, man, I kind of want just my own thing to be all one piece together. Instead, I have to sit here and put it together myself, which I mean is nice because you can customize it the way you want it. Also, it's like, man, put all this together. I know you can like group it together and then just use it over and over. Okay. Can you like do what I want you to do? You can do that, and then small town post, small town lamp. So you have like the different lamps here. It's like, do I want these kind of go in here? They don't look like they really fit into that spot there. It's kind of weird. Or are they supposed to go on the top? Maybe they're supposed to go on the top. Maybe that's like the intention of these. Top of the lamps. No, that doesn't look good, so I don't know about that. I haven't figured this out yet. I actually haven't really used these before. I am excited though to see what the modding community does. I hope maybe they could sometime figure out like custom flat rides and do like some new flat rides for the game. Since we can do CTRs, surely I feel like that could be possible. I feel like flat rides are gonna be... I think it makes sense that flat rides would be a little bit more difficult to figure out for them, but I don't know. We're gonna take all of this, we're gonna group it into one, and then that way we can just copy this the rest of the way down. We got our nice street lamppost, which we can do a snap distance to make sure that it is where we want it to be. Let's go ahead and do the distance here. 2, 3, maybe every 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Make all the Grand Expo rides, that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if Planet Coaster or Frontier would develop like a custom flat ride builder. I feel like with the tools that they have, they could make it possible. That would be really cool, really nice. That will already adds a little bit of nice detail to the main street here. I think so. Man, we've already been live for over an hour now. It's crazy to think about. I gotta remember, I gotta make the backs here of the buildings look nice. Because again, it's going to be one of the first things you see when you enter the park is going to be the backs of these buildings. So I'm also thinking about doing like some nice like water effects and such throughout here, and like having some water features. Now there are some rides we can do already, but not crazy ton. But I can't wait to get into the western area. That's gonna be fun. But I do want to kind of establish the central area a little bit more. So the central area is the central hub area is gonna be what we're gonna be working on, kind of in between areas. So like leading up to the next area, work a little bit more. So like I'm gonna work on this area before we get into that area. So, and this allows me to create a parade route for here also as well. Which is good. Very good. But being an hour in, we probably should look at going in Silver City or something, because leave some time. We need to leave some time for some progress to be done there. We'll work on stuff little bits at a time. Go here, and let's go into the fun stuff. Not that that wasn't fun. The next part. Next fun stuff. That is Silver Dollar City. Alright, and we're still working on this next phase, which is American Plunge and Wildfire. Which, by the way, Wildfire updated its queue, so I don't know if I should make those changes. They're not really much changes. I would just have to throw in Doc Harris in here. He's got a mannequin now, and he has some voice lines. All that stuff. Enjoy your ride on the Wildfire. Ba-da-da-da-bam. Could edit this. They have started to put the siding up on this building now as well, which is cool. See? Delete that. So we have a nice little spot there. You're ready to have Wildfire. I've updated it to a certain point. I don't know if I've updated it to this point yet, but I have updated it. Wildfire is in the current build of it. I should probably work a little bit on the queue line path, because it is not done. Get some references up. American Plunge is going to be probably one of the more inaccurate little bits here, but you know, that's okay. It's a bit inaccurate, but that's... we're just going to... What we can do right now is... Go ahead and edit this. Go ahead and get... We're going to go ahead and get some actual support names here going in. Put us on the platform. But as you know, Plunge does have two separate loading areas. I've explained this before, but we are not going to include those for the sake of functionality. And the main reason I can't do much is because of how big the platforms are in Planet Coaster 2. And because of that, I wouldn't really be able to accurately make it. So reality, I would want one over here, one over here. And since the platforms are so big, I can't really do anything like that, and the queue line comes into the middle of it, so I have to, like, redirect it slightly, just because that's not possible in the game. So it's either that or make it not a real ride that's functional, and I'm going for the functionality of everything, so that is what we're going to be going with, is just functionality and making sure that everything here can be realistically done. Everything is going to be functional in the game here. Because I do want to see guests actually on the ride and enjoying it, so. Alright, we're just gonna start things off by giving these some support beams. Then basically we just gotta make the railings, you know, and go from there. Again, there's gonna be a little bit inaccurate here, so I'm very much aware of that. That not, oh my gosh, I made that weird. Okay. We're just gonna have to eyeball it. And we're just gonna start with this side here. I've neglected plunge a lot, and really have favored wildfire because I was just so excited to work on a coaster again. So finally work on a coaster. That is definitely not right. So finally giving plunge some attention here. At last. Right. That is what we're gonna be doing. Over a little bit here. I can't even tell you the last time I rode American Plunge. I haven't rode it since they've been doing all the construction. I know it's a lot different. Like, a lot of theming elements have been taken out and everything, so I don't know if they're gonna redo anything over there. I'm very curious if they do. It'd be an interesting thing to kind of see what happens. Gotta give this a little bit of a foundation. I'm gonna keep this the way it is. Just the direction, the spot of where it ends is gonna be different, because where the stairway is slightly different because of how we had to redirect the queue line a little bit. Now I could put in the extended queue. I might make the extended queue potentially functional, because there's an extended queue over here and a whole building over here with some switchbacks in between right here that we might make functional. We'll see. Let's see. I'm not a big water ride person in general, I guess, so it's just how I am. I just don't do water rides very often. I do sometimes, but it's kind of a rare instance. That doesn't mean I'm not saying I dislike water rides, it's just because I do like these rides. You know, I don't want to get wet sometimes. I'm just not a big fan of getting all my clothes wet. I think is the main thing. Bam. We're gonna make a very simple, very simple fencing here. I gotta do all of that there too, which is not fun, but the longer we hold it off, the doesn't keep us from not having to do it, so. But appreciate you guys being around for the stream today, guys. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Saturday. Hope you're having a good weekend. Be back at work tomorrow, so probably can't stream super crazy late because I'm going to be working all day tomorrow. The entire day. I got a long day of work tomorrow. I'll be at Powder Keg all day, so anyone's on Park, that's where I will be. At least that's where I'm scheduled to be. Sometimes it's subject to change. It changes sometimes. Throughout the day. Sometimes I've seen myself go to different rides. Tons of different rides in one day. It has happened. Really long bridge. Halfway here. I think we got it though, where we technically could open it and actually get people on it. Be something we can do. I thought of that. I was like, why don't we have people on this? Disconnected. There's an exit. There's an entrance. Why not? Now we got 8 boats. Why not get it open? Well, the reason why I didn't have Wildfire open because I was working on. I did have it open at one point, but I was working on the track and everything, redoing some sections of track. I've been on Mystic 4 times since it's opened. That's not a lot. It opened in 2020, so. First, we're going to copy over these. Copy over this. More than you, however, I've worked at the park the whole time, so like I go there almost every day. I'm at the park, so it's like. That's the main difference. Also wanting to debate if I want to work a little bit on our Planet Universe Park as well today. Probably should work a little bit in there as well. My goal is to try and get more stuff done in each project. So we have kind of like three main projects going on. One of them is kind of a smaller project with that Planet Universe project. Kind of a smaller project. So we're gonna get that last one over. And this, like, yeah, we could select it and copy it over. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this and then just build it down. And that's that big. Then we'll have this big stretch. The most part of the bridge. Gotta make a few adjustments. And just like that, I got that part done. At least the railings and such. I'm gonna redo like path and like that. Let's continue on here to the entrance. We are descending a little bit here. Did not notice. We're gonna have to extend this down to here. Is no problemo. Yeah, it's a fun ride, but I still prefer myself. I still prefer Lost River. I'm not just saying that because of nostalgia. I legitimately thought it was a fun, or like a cooler ride. I just liked the indoor section. Like the cave. I missed that part of the ride so much. To me, that was the best part of the ride. And it just, like, if Mystic would have brought that dynamic back to the ride, like if Mystic would have had an indoor section that's similar, that's like a cave section, resembles like Marble Cave, I would have a different opinion on Mystic, because then I'd be like, alright, that's cool, they brought that back. Which, to me, is the best part. Got the heartbeat and everything. I genuinely thought that's the part of Mystic that Mystic misses the mark on. And I don't even like care about the V-lift and the drop all that much. It's not that cool. I think it's a little more on the gimmicky side because, like, it's not even the best part of the ride. I feel like the whole rapid section of Mystic is the best part, not the not the drop and everything. Sometimes that drop actually scares people away, like the fact that it has a height factor to it actually scares a lot of people away now. People that can't do heights won't ride because of that. A lot of people are like, I could ride Lost River, but I can't ride this because it's got a big drop on it now. Even though it's not. But, you know, people get scared over that stuff, so. Just because there is a drop. But it still gets really long lines and everything, so it's not like it's not. It's not like Mystic's not popular, it is. It is a very popular ride. Especially in the summer. Favorite part of riding with random people is because I'm having a thing where I'm just everyone screaming for the boat to spin around on the rapids. That's always fun on rapids. It's one of my favorite parts on the rapids. It's play. So fun thing, we rode the rapids right at Dollywood with my co-workers and everything, and fun and dandy. I was like, man, hopefully I don't get very wet on this. I didn't want to get my feet or shoes wet. They all wanted to ride it, so I was like, sure, why not? I'll go too. I'm the only one that got drenched on it. Every single time we hit a rapid spot, the boat, I was rotated to the back, so I got everything. Every single spot. Every rapid spot. I'm the one that ended up getting wet. Everyone else was fairly dry. They got a little wet in some spots, but I got, like, everything. Every single time. And I was so upset. I was so mad. I was just like, why? Why am I the one that got drenched? The one that didn't even want to get wet. I'm the one that got it all. It was pretty dumb. I haven't ridden it again since. I don't even know what is Dollywood's Rapids ride called? I forgot. I know there's some Lost River boats that run on it. Next time you're over at Dollywood, look at those boats and see if you can see the old Lost River of the Ozarks text. Because they painted over it, but if you look really closely, you can actually see the text a little bit still of where they painted over it. Which is kind of new. Or kind of cool. Because they sent all of the old Lost River boats to there. Dollywood. That's pretty neat. I love seeing that. And if you're on Thunderhead at Dollywood, you might be riding in a car or train that used to operate at Ozark Wildcat. They sent Ozark Wildcat's trains to Dollywood as well for Thunderhead. It closed down. Always liked that idea. Hershey likes to recycle a lot of stuff. So if something closes, you can best bet they're gonna recycle it in some way, shape, or form if they keep it around. Whether it's in storage and then they like to reuse it for something else, you know. Smoky Mountain River Rampage. That's what it was. River Rampage. I remember now. It's a very generic little rapids ride. It's fine. Very popular. Those rides are very popular in the summer. Open this out. How do you not get burnt out? Trust me, I do. And the strategy is I just pace myself and I only work on so much each time. Gosh dang it, I thought these were a little bit taller. Railings. Have a little bit. Can we raise those up? Without anyone noticing. We realistically raise these up. Enough to slide. Just ever so slightly. Now that we have a... See, I knew I should have put a reference down. Human reference or something. I put an archer. We can raise it a little bit. I think that will be fine. No one will ever know. Needed to raise that up a little bit. It was a little bit too low. It's still kind of low, but gonna make it work. There's an extended queue that comes out down here. Don't know if we might visually make it, but I don't think I'm gonna make one that's functional for now. Right, we're gonna split this from the building and we're gonna place it down exactly where we want it. So basically it's gonna go down here, to go down here, and you'd have a walk or a stairway that would go down, go through some switchbacks over here, and then come back up. That's the gist of this extended queue that's down here. And I would make it about 3 long. We'll take this and shift it around until we fit it in. Basically get it fitted in. Hey, we should have guests coming in on the ride now, which is nice. We got guests on Wildfire now. Once more. riding on wildfire. And over the Ozarks and upside down, left, right, bed, high. Okay. Still need to make the crown, the actual operator's box up here. I've been up there a few times. Back row on Wildfire is really good. It feels like a hyper coaster on that first drop. But with an over-shoulder restraint. You get some good air on it. For sure. I think Wildfire is kind of, in its own right, a pretty unique ride. Mostly because, like, its trains are very unique for B&M. Like, it's one of the few sit-down B&M coasters out there, B&M sit-downs, but their trains are still slightly different from, like, say, Kumba, Incredible Hulk, because, like, your floor is pretty far down, and your feet are still dangling. It's kind of like, I describe it kind of like a floorless coaster with a floor, if that makes any sense. Is this Silver Dollar City? It is. It is a Silver Dollar City recreation, indeed.
We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. Shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Like that fuse, no time for dread. Oh, we're gonna have a blast on this powder keg.
Gonna have a blast on this powder keg. They're not gonna do anything. Well, first things first. The old fire in the whole building is not up to code. They're gonna have to bulldoze that down at some point. It's still standing to this day. They're just using it for storage, I think. But like, at some point, that building's gonna go. So obviously they could build something in its place at some point. But I don't think they're not gonna do anything spooky. Everyone keeps bringing up the Ozark Howlers story, which sounds cool. I'm gonna be on board with it. I think it's awesome and it sounds really cool, but it's not gonna happen because this is a family park and they're not gonna do anything spooky or scary, and it's not a Halloween festival that they have, it's a pumpkin festival. It's not meant to be scary, so, and they don't advertise it to be spooky, scary, or Halloween. It's a pumpkins in the city is what it's called, and it's not really meant to be a Halloween event. It's more like a harvest fall event where we have a lot of illuminated pumpkins and everything. But don't get me wrong, I love the theming idea of Ozark Howler. I think that sounds cool, but it's just not gonna happen. Out of code, even spookier. That's the thing. They don't do anything spooky at Silver Dollar City. We don't do spooky stuff. Because they advertise themselves as a family park and everything like that. So, lightning rod hauls. The brake run is kind of unforgiving, but the last time I rode it with the launch, I was stapled. It wasn't this turn. It hauls when it was on the launch. When I had the launch, it was so good, but without the launch, it's definitely a lot slower now. 100% slower. Not 100%, but it's slower than what it used to be. The rest of the layout. But, again, I love the idea of the Ozark Howler theming. I think that sounds cool, but it's just never going to happen realistically. Like, realistically speaking, it's not happening. they're not gonna do something scary. Like with a spooky, scary theme. Some may argue that Fire in the Hole had kind of like a spooky vibe to it. You gotta remember that ride was built in 1972, and the new version is definitely more, family friendly. Like more that they kind of dumbed it down, not dumbed it down, but like, the spooky aspect of it went down a lot. And they made the villains of the ride, the Bald Knobbers, a lot more goofy, cartoony characters. In a sense, is kind of how they did it. Back in the day, it was different, though. Like, those old, like, dark rides like that, you know, that, Flooded Mine, you know, stuff like that. But they're kind of getting away from that, so... know what I'm saying? Yeah, Hershen's a family chain. You're not gonna they're not gonna do anything spooky or scary. So that's why we don't have like a proper Halloween event or anything like that. They are more focused on families. So I remember when they first announced the Pumpkin Festival with all the pumpkins and such, they really just laid on the fact that it's a family-friendly event and not, or festival, and not spooky, scary, or anything scary in that nature. Which completely makes sense. Being a family park. It's what we have to do it. And don't get me wrong, though. I love spooky and scary stuff. Like, all day long. I love scary and... But this is not that kind of park. Ozark Howler, yeah, kind of think a little bit on... kind of think Bigfoot-ish. Like some sort of mythical creature that roams the Ozarks. I don't know that much about the Ozark Howler legend or anything like that. So nothing is going to be scary or spooky. Not in this park, no. Not. It's just not what they do. Again, they focus on the family demographic, so... as I can and make it as best as I can. Of course, I didn't get everything selected. Why would I? That would make sense. I actually got it selected. Then we're gonna have a gap here for obvious reasons. Either that is not... I think it's just being dumb. I think I copied it. It's just trying to be diagonal. I could be wrong too, but... Any witches in this park? Nope. Only when my ex-wife is there. Oh my. That's the only time. it takes us. Alright, so that kind of gives us a little bit to work off of there. And then I'm just gonna get a lot of plants and bushes and such, and just kind of cover up those water pieces we don't want showing up. Try. We're just gonna really get a lot of foliage in here. There's actually probably some more water flows through here from here to there actually anyways, so. Always thought the log flume needed better scenery along the path, something to look at before the big drop. Tunnels are nice with the music. I wish there was a little bit more theming in the tunnels though. Like they're literally just tunnels. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They're just tunnels. Not really much going on there. I feel like there could be more going on. I do need to connect these paths down here. There's a walkway that goes zigzags down here. Of course, it's gonna do that. The honor solution is to not allow it to do that. A bit taller than I think it needs to be. Hope you guys appreciate this. I'm doing the stuff that is tedious that I don't feel like doing. But I know if I get it done, I don't have to worry about it later. Because it'll be done. Why you do that? All details are nice. Very tedious work, though. You know what I mean? Be a little bit on the boring side, but the end result is always worth it, so. I'm curious if they're gonna do some new stuff with the plunge, since a lot of the theming and the construction area has been kind of toned down over there because they've been working over there a lot. So I'm curious if they're gonna do some extra theming. I know they're gonna be doing a lot. I've heard they're gonna be doing a lot of construction, and it's in the area once the plunge closes for the season after October. So I don't know if they're gonna do a lot of upgrades or not, but those parts be available to download when complete. It's already available to download now. I don't have everything updated in that, but you can technically already check it out on the workshop, and I'll probably go ahead and update it once I'm done today as well. So everything that you see when we're done today will be available on the workshop as well. So it's already technically on the workshop. It just might not be the fully up-to-date one. I know Wildfire. These I'd started on this area, and it's already up there. Or it's already there. But like I don't remember how much I last time I updated it. Did they do anything with the Did they do anything with Thunderation's area? I mean, it's still open, so no. And they're not gonna do anything until after it's closed, and from what I hear, it is gonna be standing but not operating for at least a little bit. That's what I'm hearing anyways. That they will not tear it down right away. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm hearing. Because as far as I know, there's no plans to replace anything in that area where Thunderation sits. Because it sits right over the cave, so I don't think there's any plans to do anything with it as of right now. From what I've heard. But when this does get announced, do you guys think we should attempt to build it? Should I wait till it opens to really make updates to it? Update the tower here a little bit. It's got stuff added since the last time we did stuff to it. because I don't know if I'll be able to build it based off of just like concepts, and hopefully we'll get like a virtual POV or something that I can go off of. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't have to redo this tower or anything. I think I'm building it roughly what it looks like, so might have to redo the station building though, depending on what it ends up being, you know. We'll see. But no, we're starting to come together over here quite a bit now. That being said, we have a lot to do still, but no. Starting to decorate the plunge, or start to do more stuff on the plunge like now, so which is more than what we had before.
Nute oe nube krabane.
More power. As Doc Harris would say, more power. Oh, there's the tree. Plans to expand the park to top loop of the railroad so they can add a second station possibly, so it's less stressful on the trains. We shall see what they end up doing. I can't wait to get back to Dullo. I hope I can go on that trip this year. I already told them that I'm planning on going on the trip, so even get the powder kegs on plan. Can't wait to work on powder keg.
We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg, shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, no time for dread. Oh, we're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. You can scream at the speeds, you can hold on tight, going so fast until you're full of fright. When that nitro spills, we're blasting through these hills. We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg, shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, no time for dread. Oh, we're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. Blasting through these hills overhead, we have to light this fuse, enough said.
Just noticed that's kind of loud, isn't it?
Escaping the blasting fire on this powder keg.
I just noticed that I had the volume all the way up on on OBS. I didn't realize that, sorry.
Light that fuse, no time for dread. Oh, we're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. We're gonna have a blast on this.
I just wanted to let you know you're gonna have a blast. Gosh dang it.
Light that fuse, no time for dread. No time for dread. Oh, we're gonna have a blast on this powder keg.
After watching your vids and seeing all the detail you had, I wish I could do anything near it in my parks. You can. I think you can. You just gotta have a little commitment and find some inspiration. Once you find that inspiration, man, to base your stuff off of, like, you could surprise yourself what you could actually accomplish. Like, I've surprised myself a few times. I'm just like, man, that actually turned out really good. I'm not that great of a builder, honestly. Like, there's so many more talented builders out there than me. Like, 100%, there's way more talented people out there. But I'm just doing my thing. Get my references, and the thing is like, I know that this isn't 100% accurate. Like, I have inaccuracies that I'm throwing in here. And sometimes I do it on purpose just to make the build look better. Because, like, it might not translate from real life to Planet Coaster as well as you would think sometimes. And sometimes I just add details that I think are better. Because I'm just like, I'm going to add this because I think it will look better. I've done that before. And usually it goes a little kind of unnoticed. Times, so. Yeah. I have a park in RCT3 where I'm using custom music that reminds me of SDC. Sweet. Yeah, I've been creating these like little AI songs that revitalize the SDC songs. I know there's a lot of negative controversy with AI, rightfully so. I think if you use it correctly, though, it needs to be used in the correct way. I use it for mostly fun and creating something funny or fun. I don't use it for. I don't use it for monetary, like monetizing stuff. You'll see a lot of these like AI YouTube channels and such where everything's just AI generated. Everything. And it's like, why? What's the point? I like AI to a certain degree, but we can't. There's some lines we can't cross with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the direction we're going in, and kind of scary. AI should be like, the goal of it should be to assist us with certain stuff, not to replace everything with it. But I don't know. I don't really have, I guess, a say on it. It's not my place to for it, but I don't know. Like I said, I like making fun little AI songs and such that just give you a laugh or something, or either a laugh or like they're actually like cool little things. Like I redid a new version of some songs, you know. Like the flooded mine. That's what this is. Welcome to the Mondays.
Welcome to the toy. Welcome to the trouble neath the earth and soil. Sweat a little water, you sweat a little blood, and you might get out.
Ah, we're
if
cutting
the
off.
mine don't flood. Welcome to the mine. Come on in, my friend. Down here in the dark.
We'll fix it afterwards.
The rocks and the dirt, no silver or gold. But if you're looking for riches, then this mine will unfold. Welcome to the mine days, welcome to the toil. Welcome to the trouble neath the earth and soil. Sweat a little water, you'll sweat a little blood, and you might get out if the mine don't flood. Deep in these tunnels, you know
The thing that's getting scary with AI is it's gonna eventually, it's not quite there yet, but it's gonna eventually get there, where you can't even tell what's AI and what's real. It's getting more advanced and more technologically advanced, which is scary. Which means like stuff that's not true could surface, and you wouldn't even know that it's not real. That's what kind of scares me the most. That someone could generate something that's fake, and people could believe it. I think that's the scary part about it. Like, oh, I got video proof that this happened. How do we know it's not AI? Stuff like that. That's what scares me about it.
Welcome to the trouble neath the earth and soil. Sweat a little water, you'll sweat a little blood.
Because if we get to the point where we don't know what's real and what's AI, that's the scary part to me.
Is my weapon, and I'll swing it all around. I'll dig deep in this dark place till I've turned this ground. The dust fills up my lungs, but I keep going on. I'm fighting for my life, cause I know there's a dawn.
Seen videos of the Dollywood trains. I wish they would change out the whistles as much as they do on the Frisco Silver line. Oh, yeah, I think the Silver City train's a lot better than Dollywood.
And you might get out if the mine don't flood. Down in the darkness of the mine shaft so deep, where the air is thick with fear, and
And, like, that's what scares me with. That's what scares me about the most about AI is just like people can create lies using videos. And again, if it gets to the point where we can't figure out the difference between what's real and what's AI, we still can now, but it's getting more and more advanced, you know, very quickly too. I remember when AI was just like, yeah, that's definitely AI. Like, now there's some videos out there that still, you can definitely still tell, but like, there are videos out there where I'm just like, fooled me for like a few seconds, and I'm like, oh wait, that is fake. I didn't realize it at first. You know, I'm pretty solid at figuring, or can tell sometimes, but pretty good at pointing it out, but like, it's getting harder to tell. That's the scary part. Okay, that's looking better. We're getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We're getting somewhere. I kind of just want to blend the terrain here with these rocks. Go from there and then get some foliage in there, and then call that kind of good in that regard. Looking nice. I think so. Give me those trees. I like to use trees with like tall bushes sometimes, and just fill in areas here. And it's also good if you want to cover some stuff up as well. Same with like rock work and I'm not like I wouldn't call myself like a train enthusiast. I mean, I think they're cool. Definitely not like not like any sort of like, I know there's a big community of train enthusiasts. Like I know that's a thing. Like, people are passionate about trains. I know that for sure. There's no doubt. There's a group of people that absolutely love trains. Alright, American Plunge is looking fancier each and every time we work on it. We're finally getting around to getting that work done. We need to fill in a lot of this area, like these pieces, and blend those together, make them look good. I really just need to finish up all the pathing here, extended queue, get that kind of connected, and then just like that little flow of water that's also going through here as well. And just kind of get that all situated there. And then once we get that situated, I'll need to make this pathway down here, which shouldn't be too hard. Just get all this kind of connecting together and looking good and blend it all together. Then that will be this phase pretty much done. I mean, we still need to do like some other stuff. Like I still have details on Wildfire I still need to finish up, but but overall we are rolling right through this phase, and then we can move on to Powder Keg. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to work on Powder Keg. We'll do the Opera House back here, Powder Keg, and all that. We'll finish up the old fire in the whole building. At least get that in there. At least get that boarded up building in there, you know. Get that in there, and then we can have all that, and then we can start pushing further this way. We'll do River Blast after that with Crossroads Pizza. Which I might use like the Crossroads Pizza that I already have saved in here, because it's honestly really good. And then we're gonna work back towards Outlaw Run. We'll work on Outlaw Run, and Barn Swing, have all that area as well, and then we'll push through the Rivertown area. We'll do Mystic River Falls. Then we're gonna go all the way to Fire District. Work on Fire District, Fire in the Hole, and then we're going to go work our way around that way, and then head towards Grand Exposition, work on all that, then start working on Valley Road up to Time Traveler, and all that, and we'll connect it at the end, and then that will be the recreation. So, very excited. Like, I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that's going to take a long time. For sure, so. Definitely a fun project, and I think as long as I continue to work on it and don't have like crazy long breaks, we'll be in a good situation. So yeah. Alright, we got some good work done here, a little bit of the tedious work on American Plunge. We'll continue to work on that as we go along. That's the thing here is, like, I'm not getting a ton done in one park, but we are getting stuff done in each park, which is important. So, I'll go ahead and update that file for you guys, for those that want to install Silver Dollar City into their parks, before I forget. So, go ahead and update it so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Again, I probably use a few mods on there here and there. In progress, build. Good. Update existing creation. That way you guys can check that out. So if we go in here, should be the first one up. We're up to almost, we're about to hit 1,000 downloads on it, by the way. So that's awesome to see. Love seeing that number continue to rise, and hopefully it will continue to keep going up, and it'll be one of the more downloaded pieces. So yeah, if you guys want to download that and check it out for yourself, again, I probably in that build have used the scaling mod, so make sure you have the scaling mod. I don't think I've used any parts of the no track limits yet. Maybe I have. I think I may have, but I'm not sure. So you might. Those are the two main mods you'll want to need for that build, probably, though, if you check it out. So. Awesome. Send in those trains. How do I have a lightning bug in my office right now? Lightning bug in my office. I'm not even mad about it. Actually, kind of fun. Survives. How long have we been live? A little over 2 hours. Welcome back to Heartland Adventure. You guys have been a while since you've been here. You'll notice that we've been working on a new coaster also as well. I'm very excited about that one. Honestly, this park is pretty much almost ready to open. Just a few things here and there that before we get it open, basically. I'm pretty much ready to open it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm about ready to open it. Like, there's not really much I need to do here that's left. I can say it opened. I just need to continue to work on a few things here and there. We need to do the storage shed here of Phantom's Flight. That needs to go in. And we just need to add trees around the area too. Another thing we gotta get in. More trees. General. We do need to move this over here, like, this is the project that's being worked on at the moment. I don't know why it rotates correctly every time. It's so weird. It's so weird. We're gonna put a construction fence around just the general area anyways as a main construction site. See, why is it only rotating that way? That shouldn't be rotating that way. If I want to rotate it, I have to do it this way for some reason. I don't know why it keeps going halfway into the ground either. Kind of weird. Why is it halfway in the ground? When you rotate it, it's rotating the wrong way. I think that's a glitch, but I'm not sure. This is our project for Planet Universe, our park for Planet Universe, which is my role-playing Discord server for Planet Coaster. I need to get it up. So this is no longer the SDC recreation, not anymore. This is not Silver Dollar City. Silver Dollar City does not have an RMC Raptor. We're gonna build this fence around the construction site. Yes, I have heard about that parasite, the one with the explosive diarrhea. I've actually been trying to avoid produce a little bit, just in case. Sounds like Taco Bell's had a lot of issues with it, from what I've heard, which is pretty funny. It's not funny, it's a serious thing, but like just funny that Taco Bell is the one having issues with it. At least from what I've heard. It's been Taco Bell, like that's what all the news outlets say. Iceberg lettuce from the company that distributes to Taco Bell, and yeah. So it sounds like it's mostly iceberg lettuce, which I don't really eat hardly at all. Usually if I have like lettuce or like a salad or something, I usually use spinach leaves and everything. That's usually what I choose to use. Don't know if that's also in risk right now, but using. I've just heard produce in general. Oh, they get figured out though. So be careful out there. Try to avoid the fresh stuff. Yeah, I heard if you cook it, it's fine. From what I heard, like, for our veggies and stuff, we've just been making sure our veggies have been cooked. I've heard it's fine as long as they've been cooked and everything. I have heard that, so I'm gonna make sure my stuff's cooked. At least try to, anyways. I haven't had any problems yet, knock on wood. Hope none of you all either. Yeah, see? Eating less healthy stuff is the healthy way to go right now. Now, there's a way to do it. You just gotta either wash it very thoroughly or cook your veggies right now. Which everything we've eaten, we've been trying to cook our vegetables, our veggies and such, our produce. Been trying to do more cooked stuff at the moment. Let's just get a big piece here and let that play out. Keep an opening for equipment and such. Speaking of, I have a honey bun that's been sitting here the entire stream that I haven't ate yet. Speaking of unhealthy stuff and snacks. Take a ride on Mars Designs coaster here, which is available. It is a air compressed launch coaster model that they offer. Ours is called Phantom's Flight. My little spaghetti bowl. Part of the role playing and the Discord server is that we also have make believe coaster manufacturers that can design rides as well, and that's where this kind of goes into. Lasts from 2 days to a month. Oh my gosh, that's like a huge gap of possibility right there. 2 days to a month. That's insane. Well, hopefully y'all are really careful with that stuff, so hopefully no one has to go through that. I think this ride's turning out pretty good, especially being my first full attempt at creating a single reel. Modeled it a lot off of Flight of Courage, mostly, so with a little bit of my own custom design, so. Pretty good at avoiding bad stuff. That's a good thing. Definitely a good thing. Arcade's still popping in here. Oh yeah, it is. I'm still proud of how this arcade turned out. I think I did a pretty good job on them. I still have noticed that no one wants to come to this restaurant. I think again it's because I'm on creative mode and that no one wants to eat, or like no one gets hungry. So just depends on how it hits the person. No fun. That would not be fun. Have to deal with. This is the plaster wall, so let's go to plaster walls. Find the 1 inch millimeter piece there. Make sure we have the correct color for it. Make sure it matches. Yeah, I should probably get off here fairly soon. It's not the same color, what the heck? What happened there? That is not the same color. Is this a different piece? Oh, it's a stucco wall. That'd be why. I used a different type of wall, apparently, on that section. Alright. Big. This storage building is going to be very simplistic. And this is how I make my storage. This piece pretty well as a garage door. So. I'm just gonna make these kind of pieces here. On the corners to kind of level it out. Did I make this a separate piece? I did not. So I think we're gonna grab this and separate it from the building. That way I can actually center that track piece like so. This makes a little bit more sense to me. And then we're gonna take this. I'm going to actually place it down here. So you don't see any grass in there. All. The idea is you do have 2 train operations. There always will be one in on the tracks, so there's only one garage door on this. Very simplistic. Nice door in here, real quick. Find the one I'm looking for. Where's the door I'm looking for? This one. I have to try and get to sleep early too when I get up in time. Yeah, I gotta work all day tomorrow. I have a full day tomorrow, so you're working from open to close. A lot of time to work, so. Hello, hello. I think we might be ready to open this park. I just need to add. I'm just gonna go into the scenery brush, right? Got here. Add scenery more. Surface intensity and size. Raise all that up. The only time I will typically use the scenery brush is when I'm just trying to fill in all the empty space with trees. Otherwise, most of the time, I like to place my trees and such manually. Just how I am. Do a mixture between the 2 brushes here. Back to our other. And a little bit more gives us a little bit. Variety. The trees that we place. I just want to fill the map up. The back doesn't have to be as full as the front. Now. We are filled in. And now when you're like at ground level, all you see is like wooded area, like trees and such. What we want here. Done. Scenery brush was a nice tool that they added. Very happy when they added that in Planet Coaster 2. Makes it just a lot easier to fill in areas with foliage, scenery. I had to place everything individually. It just kind of fills everything in. I know this lag out the game a little bit, maybe. Just so many trees around, but trees make everything look better. They really do. Don't make your rides and attractions, make your park look a little bit better. Add some foliage and some trees and such, man. It really does add a lot. I do love our trees. 100%. That looks nice. And when we want to expand, we're going to have to do some clearing, land clearing. That's how it's going to be. Alright, I'm liking that. Alright, yeah, it's already after 11, so I'm probably going to head out here for the night, guys. So I do appreciate you guys checking out the stream and being here. Let's save this back. I know we didn't do like a whole lot, but there's not a whole lot left to do, at least as of right now. This park is going to be a continuation. That's how it's going to work, but now it's time to head out for now and get ready for a long day tomorrow for myself, so... I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being here. And hopefully we'll be back very, very soon with some more content. I'm just, like, being chilled and enjoying just hanging out with you guys once in a while. And I know I'm not, like, super crazy active on here, but I think just doing these live streams of... trying to do these live streams once or twice a week or something like that really does just make a difference, and really just trying to work on all the projects that I've done all at once does, I think, help a lot. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, making sure you guys have a great day and cool tomorrow, and of course I'm going to see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.
a jar in the ground. Women and children weeping and crying. Towns on fire and people are dying. Fire on the mountain won't be cold. Fire on the mountain, fire in the hole. Fire on the mountain won't be cold. Fire on the mountain, fire in the hole. Flames and smoke are rolling. Higher ball number set this town on fire. This peaceful village was our hometown.